So today I have a little bit of a special video, a little different from what I usually post, but I said in an earlier video that I would do a little bit more talking about Falkor, my little angel, and just kind of explain to you the reason why she is the way she is. So, for starters, she's a crested gecko, and as you can see, she's very white. Let's see if I can show you her. Incredibly white. Like, you don't see crested geckos like this. You just don't. Like, if you've ever seen a crested gecko like this, that's this white with brown eyes, let me know, because I have yet to find any even remotely similar to her. But basically, I got her a few years ago, and she had some pretty serious issues with her. She has what's called metabolic bone disease, or MBD for short, and when I got her, she couldn't even lift her head for longer than 5 seconds without it having to plop back down. So, what I had learned is that she was being cared for by these people, and they were feeding her, I believe, expired calcium on her food. And essentially, it was almost like not feeding her calcium at all. It was pretty bad for her. And she was being forced to breed. So, I mean, obviously eggshells are made out of calcium. And if you're not getting calcium in your diet, then how are you supposed to make the eggs? So essentially, the calcium that her eggs ended up being made from started coming from her bones and weakened her muscles, and it started to actually deform her. Let's see if I can show this up and close again. No, focus on her, not me. She's got sort of like a little bit of a messed up rib cage, and that's one of the most, well, that's one of the most prominent things about her. Also, her jaw is a little funky, mostly on this side. You can see there's like a little bend in it. She's a little special. And she's also got some cataracts in her eyes, which are probably a little hard to see, but they're underneath her iris on the pupil. But yeah, when I got her, her food would, well, no, her jaw would bend around the crickets that I gave her, which is pretty sad. She's a very, very cute little thing. I wasn't sure how much I was going to be able to do for her, considering she couldn't really move. So for the first few months that I had her, I exercised her daily for like a half hour or less if she needed it. I had to like give her water by hand, you know, like spray around her face, make sure that she actually drank enough. I had to hand feed her crickets every single day. I had to like use my nails to like chop the head so they wouldn't move around, because she wasn't strong enough to hold them in her mouth if they were wiggling around, which is kind of sad as well. And she couldn't jump, she couldn't climb on glass and everything, so I had to have her in a horizontal tank with, you know, I wanted to keep it clean, so I just used paper towel and paper towel rolls, and just sort of kept a really close eye on her. And after a few months, she started showing pretty good signs of recovery. She was able to walk around and lift her head, and you know, it was good. And her bones started to strengthen up, and she ended up turning out pretty alright. As you can see, she's able to hold on. Now she can kind of jump, but not very far. When she jumps, it's just sort of like a bleh. Not far at all, maybe like a few inches at the most. She really doesn't try to jump. But she's got good grip on her tail now, and I'm really proud of how she's turned out. What I've been told was that her name originally was Dorito, and apparently that's because she was incredibly orange. So think about that. Well, over time she turned white, and the MBD sort of took over the poor little thing. She's got very, very small little crests on her compared to an incredibly healthy one. Very small, kind of almost malformed head. I mean, it's crested geckos look a little silly in general, but her in particular, she's a little wonky. Right, sweetheart? But she's my little angel. Yeah, see, you can see her bottom jaw sticks out further than her top jaw. That is a symptom of MBD. But no, she does pretty well these days. You can see she's all plump. She's got a little belly there. She definitely did not have that when I got her. Her arms are slightly wonky, but when I got her, she honestly looked so decrepit. It was really sad. Right, honey? But she has turned out very well. I'm not so sure how old she was when I got her, and I'm not sure how long she'll live, but I'm definitely doing my best to try and give her the best care possible. Because I don't want anything bad to happen to this little sweetie. She's a very beautiful gecko though. Incredibly beautiful. It's just a shame that she had to go through what she did to become like this. But at least she's got a good home now, right? And sometimes when she fires up, she gets some orange spots. Like I can see kind of a little bit on her head right here. I'm not so sure how well the camera picks it up. But, oh, you got some little claws. And she's able to hold on much better now than she was before. She was not able to do this when I got her. Honestly, every single day that I see her move around, I just feel so happy that she's still able to exist, that she can. But she's very special to me, and I absolutely love her. She might be a little old. She might be as young as 4 or 5 years old, because I've had her for 2.5 years. So she's probably 4 to 5 years old, depending on when they got her. But yeah, she's a cute little sweetie, aren't you? Oh, you got such a good grip. Yeah, honey. Boop. So now she's able to get to her own food. She can climb up the glass. She can kind of jump, not very well, but she tries. And yeah, no, I'm very, very proud of her and very happy with the progress that she's made. Let's see if I can get some better close-up shots of her. If I can just get the camera to focus. I don't know how well you'll be able to see her eyes. Doesn't want to focus that close in. Let's see. You can see the cataract. You can just see the little light over there. My room is too dark, so I need a light. You can see her little bent jaw. They've got such neat scales. They're so insanely soft. Really, really interesting reptiles. It's your little eyelashes. Your little feet. I know, Odin. Oh, you can kind of see a little bit of orange on her throat. Very faintly, but it's there. Oh. Odin needs attention. It's like, how dare you hold her without letting me see. She's got such a beautiful pattern. Oh my gosh, Odin. Come here, sweetie. Sorry. Those cute little ear holes there. Such a neat shaped head. Or at least like neck to head. She's got a wonky shaped head. But she tries. She tries. Yeah, honey. I try not to keep her out for too long. I don't want to like kind of exhaust her, but I definitely try to still exercise her so that she still gets some use out of her legs and maybe can stay a little stronger. I don't know exactly. Like I said, I don't know how much longer she is going to live, but she's a lot stronger now than she was when I got her, so hopefully she'll live at least a few more years. But she was an incredibly sad case when I brought her home. I don't even know how her body was able to sort itself out. Because normally with MBD, reptiles don't get too much better. They can strengthen their bones and their muscles again, but it's hard for them to, or maybe not even possible for them to completely regain the shape of their natural form. She's still a little wonky, but she looks a lot better than when I first brought her home, that's for sure. Oh, here we go. Way better. She really turned out for the best. Anyways, thank you for checking out this video. I'm sure Falkor appreciates it a little bit. Oh, I know, he needs attention. But yeah, she's my little angel, and goodbye, everybody.